What is good, everybody? Welcome back, and to the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Listen, this is a special edition episode. This might be a first, I believe, because I'm shooting this video currently at night. I don't think I've ever shot a video at night, but what just came across my YouTube page, I said I have to hop on here and I have to make a video. I was so compelled to make this video right now and to not wait until the next day to make this video, because this energy, when you feel this type of stuff, you have to get it out in the moment. So I have to talk to you guys about this Wizard Liz situation that I just found out about, because this completely ties into LOA and what myself and Tim religiously talk about. But before we get to tonight's video, I want to let you guys know, as always, if you want to work with me, you can always find my contact information in the description or in the comment section below. Do not hesitate. But there is an update. Tim and I are going to be offering more high ticket coaching from here on out. If you guys are looking to work with us seriously at lower prices, I would suggest you definitely lock in a time now, because in the very near future, probably sometime during June, Tim and I are going to be raising our prices, and it's going to be expensive, quite frankly, because the coaching that Tim and I offer is so much more than the bullshit nonsense SP stuff that you see on YouTube. We're just done dealing with most of the low end SP stuff that we have dealt with in the past at the price point that we were charging anyways. So if you are looking to work with Tim and myself extensively, I think you will want to after you hear this story that we're getting ready to talk about. I highly suggest you guys sign up ASAP, because like I said, the prices are going up and it is going to be expensive for most. That's only to work with Tim and I combined. Now, if you don't want to work with Tim and I combined for our extensive program and you want just some one-off, you can email me directly. We can set something up. However, the call is probably not going to be productive for you in the long run, because just some one-off call with me or anybody else, like I've told you guys religiously in the past, it's not going to do anything for you. Now, enough of my yapping. Let's talk about why we really here. The Wizard Liz. For those of you that don't know, the Wizard Liz is a content creator on YouTube. She started making videos, I don't know, a few years ago, something like that maybe. I haven't checked. I don't remember when she started making videos, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever the case might be. But she grew extremely fast. I think right now she has over 7 million subscribers. And her channel was mainly about helping women, it seemed like, because I seen a few of her videos a couple years ago or last year and it came across my feed. So I checked out some of her content, and her channel was mainly about, it seemed to be, helping and uplifting women. Obviously, anybody can watch her channel, but she also discussed some law of attraction and manifestation stuff on her channel as well. And I think that's what made me click on one of her videos when it came across my timeline. I actually haven't seen any of her videos show up on my feed over the last, I don't know how many months. But it's crazy how you find out about stuff and how the universe works and what really pops up on your feed, because I was on Instagram earlier, and it just so happened that I was watching another content creator and she had made a reel, and in the reel, it had said something like, "This happened to the Wizard of Liz. I can't believe it. If this can happen to her." I don't remember exactly what it said. I can remember reading it thinking to myself, whoa, well, what happened to the Wizard of Liz? And so that made me go on YouTube and type in the Wizard Liz. And what popped up, it turns out she has been seeing a guy. She's 4 months pregnant. And apparently this guy that she's been seeing, this other content creator, has cheated on her. And they were engaged, and she has a $100,000 engagement ring. So apparently she took to Instagram, and she also took to her YouTube channel. You guys can go check that out on your own time. Basically, she talked about everything that happened, and apparently this guy that she was engaged to created some fake Snapchat account or something and sent messages to some other girl trying to hook up or whatever. And then the girls sent the message to Liz, and that's how he got caught. And she then talked about in the message how she's getting ready to leave him now, and that she chooses herself first. She's going to learn from this and all of the above. I watched a couple people make videos about this. The videos that were made were from a worldly perspective, and I didn't really see anybody give any commentary on the situation from a spiritual LOA perspective. And that's what I would like to bring to you guys right now. I normally don't like talking about situations like this when it comes to other people's private personal life, but being that she made this public for everybody to see and she's talking about it herself. And also, you got to understand, when you are a creator and you put your business on YouTube or Instagram or any social media platform, this is what comes with the territory. So I don't feel like I'm being evil or I'm being slimy by talking about this situation, because this video is not going to be to bash Liz, or this video is not even going to be to bash her fiance. This video is going to be about the spiritual aspect of what is going on right now between the Wizard Liz and my commentary and Tim's commentary on this SP stuff, this specific person content that is rampant right now in the LOA community, and why Tim and I always tell you guys to be careful of that shit, and why a lot of that shit is bullshit and that it's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. Now, the analysis. When I first came across the Wizard Liz's videos a year ago, whenever the case was, I thought to myself, wow, she sounds pretty damn convincing. Wow, she sounds extremely confident. Wow, her self concept seems to really be on point. Not to mention the fact that she amassed millions of followers in a very short period of time. That shit was impressive, no doubt. I'm thinking she really must know what she's talking about. She has certain things figured out, if not a lot of things figured out, especially considering how young she looks. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but you guys get the picture. Fast forward, now she's separating from her fiance. And let me say this, I have the utmost respect for her for coming out and attacking this head on, especially being 4 months pregnant. As well as her fiance, he came out and he made a video attacking this head on and admitting that he messed up. The crazy thing is as well, she just put out a video a few days ago, less than a week ago, doing a Q&A with her fiance. And another crazy part of the story is the video she put out before that was a video talking about never seek revenge. And based on some of her recent posts about the situation happening, it sounds like she really is going to live by that, never seek revenge. Before I get to Liz, I want to address some of the comments that I read on some of the videos that I watched from other content creators about this situation, and under Liz's post that she posted directly to her YouTube channel as well. I saw so many comments from people, as well as the YouTube creators that were making the content. They were all saying things along the lines of, this is why you can't trust men. All men are the same. You were the prize. He fumbled you. This just shows no matter how pretty and successful you are, you'll still get cheated on. Beyonce got cheated on. The Wizard Liz gets cheated on. Just so many negative comments coming from predominantly women. And the reason I brought this up is because you can tell a lot about a person's subconscious beliefs about men and women based on the comments that they leave and the conversations you have with them. I could tell immediately so many of these women and content creators that made videos talking about the Wizard Liz, they all got defensive. They were all immediate to bash men. They were quick to take her side. And look, probably rightfully so. But see, the thing about me is I always wait to cast judgment on anything without hearing the full story. And we will probably never have the full story. But right now, I know it looks like Liz is the innocent one. But the truth of the matter is behind closed doors, we have no idea how she really is as a person with the cameras off. She could be a totally different person. We don't know what the reason is for him really 100% cheating. And that's just the reality that a lot of people don't want to face and talk about, because he could get on camera and say one thing as well as her getting on camera and saying another thing. And the facts are is we don't know if it's just performance just to make themselves look better or whatever the case may be. And if you watch any of her videos like I have, one could easily surmise, I'm not saying me because I look past a lot of things, but one could easily surmise from watching her videos that she sounds extremely arrogant and condescending. And if she is anything like she is on camera, off camera, who would want to be around that? And again, I'm not saying I think this about her, but what I'm saying is I could understand why other people that don't have a deeper understanding the way I do, I could see why they would think that way about watching her videos, because in her videos, she very much gives off mean rich bitch energy. She definitely gives off in her videos, I will walk all over you as a man and I deserve queen treatment every day, no days off. I could also see people saying that she gives off Sammy Ingram vibes times 10. See, the problem is Liz comes off extremely confident on camera, but deep down on a subconscious level, in my opinion, there's a lot of stuff that she potentially has not dealt with the way that she thought she dealt with it. And she even mentioned in one of her posts that she posted on YouTube about ignoring the signs and ignoring the dreams. So sounds like she was getting intuitive thoughts, etc., that she was ignoring. And I've said this religiously with clients that I've worked with one-on-one. Oftentimes when we find ourselves in these situations in the 3D, a lot of times we got to take responsibility and accountability for it. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but again, that's why Tim and I, we do what we do, and that's why we charge the high ticket prices, because we go deep on this stuff like most people in the LOA community don't go. Everything is so surface level, and it is my fear that a lot of the stuff that Liz was doing was very surface level, and she was not going underneath of the surface to get to the crux of what the real problem is. Sad to say, so many people, when they are in the infatuation stage of a relationship, which it sounds like they clearly were, in my opinion, you overlook some of the most obvious signs that are right in front of your face just because you think, oh, this doesn't mean anything. Oh, I can change them, or oh, this dream means nothing. This is why you constantly hear me say, do not ignore the 3D. There's so much stuff in the 3D that can happen and can actually give you legit answers on what you are looking for or on a situation that could potentially happen, and is trying to keep you out of the situation from happening if you are actually aware on a deep spiritual level. But the reality is, most people do not have the perspicacity, that's a big word, to understand themselves, let alone another person on that level. See, the truth is when people make those videos and they say things like,
I'm that bitch. I'm a magnet. I can get any guy I want. Men love me. Women love me.
I've seen Liz in the past make those kinds of videos. And like I said, the bravado is convincing, very convincing, I might add. But the point a lot of people miss, in my opinion, is that those types of affirmations are so surface level and they don't really cut deep to the deep wounds that a person might be dealing with. And in my opinion, this could 100% be exactly what happened to the wizard Liz. The thing I noticed about a lot of people is we all have our Achilles heel, as they call it. We all have that one area in our life that we struggle with tremendously. You might have finances in order. You might have relationships with family or friends in order. You might have your career in order. But most people, in my opinion, they do not have their love life in order, and they will most likely never have their love life in order. And then there are people who have their love life in order, but then for whatever reason, they can just never figure out their money situation or their career situation. Some people don't have shit figured out. Their love life is fucked up, their money's fucked up, and all of the above is fucked up. And again, this is why in so many of my videos, I constantly stress in doing the deep inner work, because this is what it's going to take to get what you want manifestation wise, but to actually help keep what you manifest. This situation is exactly why I personally don't believe in a lot of this surface level affirmation type of stuff that we see so prevalent in the manifesting community. A lot of y'all get hyped at the bravado that a Sammy Ingram may have or a Wizard Liz may have. And you guys get hyped and you'll say to yourself,
Yeah, I'm that bitch. Yeah, everybody wants me. I'm so hot. I'm desirable. I'm a magnet. Everybody loves me. Everybody begs to be with me. On the first date, I deserve a Birkin bag.
y'all say all of that stuff, but you never deal with the fact that you grew up seeing your mom and your aunts all get cheated on. You never dealt with the fact that you saw your parents get divorced. You never dealt with the fact that whenever you and your friends get together, all y'all do is shit on men, or all y'all do is shit on women. You never dealt with the fact that you have a belief that all men cheat. You never dealt with the fact that you have a really deep subconscious rooted belief on getting cheated on while you're pregnant because you saw it happen to a loved one. You never properly dealt with your fears and insecurities because all you did was use affirmations as a band-aid to cover a bullet wound. Newsflash, bad bitch energy ain't gonna heal you. Doing the real work and facing what you've been running from this entire time is what's gonna heal you. This is an inevitable part of manifestation that so many people, for whatever their reason is, think they can avoid. And I'm here to tell you 90+% of the time, you cannot avoid it. And I know this video sounds kind of harsh, but it's tough love for me because I actually care about y'all and I don't want to just make money off y'all. I want y'all to actually get real lasting results. And the facts are, is most of what you are doing, a lot of you doing whatever's popular, that's not going to get you real lasting results. Because you guys have heard me, as well as Tim, religiously say that there's basically two main parts to manifesting an SP. And most of y'all focus on the first part, and that is just simply getting an SP back. But the question we always ask y'all when we work one on one is, okay, you have your SP, now what? Getting your SP back, manifesting an SP is not the real test. Manifesting an SP, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, is super easy. The real test is once they show back up, how the fuck are you going to react? How are you going to react when they start doing the same behaviors that they did 6 months ago that caused problems? How are you going to react when you text them and they take half a day just to respond to you, or they don't get back to you until the next day? How are you going to react when you see them on social media and it looks like they're having a good time without you? Or you see them out somewhere and you wonder to yourself, why didn't they invite you when they easily could have? This is the stuff that we all need to prepare for. And quite frankly, most of us are not preparing for it the right way, because we are preparing for it with microwave generation manifestation techniques, is what I like to call it. But I assure you, microwave manifesting techniques will not last in the long run for most of you. But what will is actually doing the work and having the perspicacity to know honestly what kind of situation you are in when it comes to dealing with whoever your specific person may be. A lot of times you guys got to remember, on the surface, things always look better than they really are. People look happier, couples look happier, but underneath the surface, they really aren't. And this is a huge reason why I personally choose to live my life private, because I see stuff like this going on with Liz. And I understand I share my life with you guys, but I only share what I want you guys to know. You will never see me get on here and talk about people that I know personally, or a romantic relationship, or whatever the case may be. I mean, in detail. People who keep things private seem to be a lot better off than people who always take things public, especially when it comes to relationships. The happiest people on Facebook or Instagram, a lot of times, are the people with the most problems. And you look at their pictures and you think, oh, they look so happy and in love. But with that being said, I wish Liz the best. I wish her ex fiance the best. Hopefully, they can come together and work this thing out and potentially be good for the baby when the baby is born, and be on good terms as far as that's concerned, or maybe even figure out a way to see past this moment and get back together, because people have gone through a lot worse than this and they have found their way back to each other. Because I would hate to see, especially the kid, grow up in a single parent household and Liz be a single mom, and then the dad be a single dad, because statistics do show that a kid growing up in a two-parent household will do way better off than being raised in a house with just the mom, or whatever the case may be. I also wish Liz good health, because this has to be extremely tough on her right now, being 4 months pregnant and having to deal with something like this. But I want all of you out there to use this situation as a learning experience. Something I always tell people is, don't just learn from the stuff that you go through. Make sure you learn from the stuff that people in your life go through, or people that you watch, or people that influence you go through. Just like I tell people all the time, to don't just hate on your enemies. Pay attention to your enemies, because your enemies are also your greatest teacher, just as our relationships are oftentimes our biggest teacher.